Of Politico. The US Justice Department has accused China of sponsoring hackers who are targeting labs developing COVID-19 vaccines. Officials have charged 2 Chinese men who allegedly spied on American companies doing virus research and got help from state agents for other thefts. The accusations against the 2 former electrical engineering students who have now been released include charges of trade secret theft and wire fraud conspiracy. Prosecutors say that the men sometimes acted in their own self-interest, but at other times were stealing information of obvious interest to the Chinese government. Here's what the Justice Department had to say.
In this manner, China has now taken its place alongside Russia, Iran, and North Korea in that shameful club of nations that provide a safe haven for cyber criminals in exchange for those criminals being on call for the benefit of the state. Here to feed the Chinese Communist Party's appetite for American and other non-Chinese companies' hard-earned intellectual property, including COVID-19 research.
Well, that's the official line from the Justice Department. Let's go live now to New York and to William Beer from Mitiga, an Israeli company which advises organisations about cybersecurity. Good to talk to you. You've seen the indictment. I know. What do you make of it?
Well, it's an interesting indictment in the sense that it was extremely detailed, 27 pages, 11 counts, and a very, very significant amount of technical detail that clearly indicates that they've been investigating this for quite some time. The case seems really solid and well prepared.
And is it likely, do you think, that these people were after vaccine secrets?
Well, according to the indictment, this has been going on for more than 10 years, and it was much broader than just vaccines. So they were targeting, according to the indictment, a whole series of industries. And it wasn't just about intellectual property, but it was also about extortion. So I think this is really a clarion call, or a fire across the bow, if you will, to industry, to ensure that they understand that things are changing and that business executives really need to sit up and pay more attention to this problem.
Do you think it is likely the Chinese government sponsored these activities? They're described, I think, in the indictment as a blended threat.
Well, look, industrial espionage and nation-state espionage has been around for a long time, and I don't think the Chinese are the only government that conduct this type of espionage. But obviously, in the heightened geopolitical tensions that we're facing right now, there's truly a lot of attention and a lot of focus on things such as the vaccine. So I think that at this particular point in time, a heightened sense of vigilance is needed from everyone.
Yeah, I suppose the truth is that actually every government is at it.
Yes, indeed, and not just government. Often industry is involved and also organized criminals. So there's a wide range of threats that many private sector companies are facing at this point in time.
And how can governments and companies better protect themselves?
Well, that's a great question. I think, unfortunately, again, this is not a new problem. And I think if you, again, read the indictment, it's clear that some pretty advanced techniques were used. And therefore, a lot of the traditional systems, methodologies, and technologies that are in place at many organizations were simply not triggered. So to my mind, I think we need to start to adapt to more offensive mindset and begin to think like the attackers or the criminals themselves and mirror their actions with our defenses. So that means more simulation exercises, more hunting exercises to try and detect undetected problems on the network, to try and gain a more proactive stance against these types of problems.
William Beer from Mitiga, thank you very much.